Did you know that subscription web design is not a one size fits all? In fact, beyond that, there are actually five different kinds of recurring revenue that you can create in your business that might be altogether different from the kinds of recurring revenue that I have created in mine. I want to talk about those five different kinds of recurring revenue on the podcast today, where I got the idea from, and how you can learn a little bit more about this. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Steve Schramm. I am the founder of Subscription Web Design. And we basically help web designers break that feast or famine cycle and start building long-term, valuable client relationships to build a lifestyle and a business that they love. And I'm very excited to be talking with you today about this concept of the five kinds of recurring revenue. Here's a great book. I love to give book recommendations. I'm a huge bookworm. I love to read business books, and anytime I can pass those recommendations on to you, I try to do that. This book is called Great CEOs Are Lazy, okay? It's by Jim Schleckser, and it is a book that is fantastic for the business owner who wants to truly lean into that entrepreneurial mindset, that business owner mindset that you're not just merely doing the work. You're actually going in, building a business that makes sense to support your customers and taking on the role of that CEO. Now, he talks about five different hats in the book that you wear: player hat, the engineer hat, the architect hat, the coach hat, and the learner hat. These are all explained in great detail in the book, Great CEOs Are Lazy. And I would love for you to check that out, something that we could talk about sometime inside of our mentorship program. He talks about building in the context of, I forget exactly which hat. I think it was in the context of the architect hat. This idea of building a business and architecting a business that will help you build recurring revenue. Okay. Why? Because Jim realizes, just like I realize, just like most smart business people realize, that recurring revenue is the name of the game. Increased transaction frequency, getting customers to come back again and again and again, is the holy grail, because it's what helps you get your business sold and valued highly. It's what helps you build a sustainable lifestyle that you love. It's what helps you cover the bills every month and hire a team without having to worry where the money's going to come from. Your life will change when you introduce recurring revenue into your business. And there are five different ways to do it, according to Jim. I want to talk through what those five are and think about ways that they could actually be applied in the context of your subscription web design business. So let's talk through them first, okay? The first one is this idea of repeat business, okay? There's repeat recurring revenue. And this is where you have a product or service that customers need to buy repeatedly. Think about when you have these loyalty programs at the grocery store and things of that nature. You are not you're not actually paying money for that, right? When you scan your little card to get a discount, you're not paying money for that, but they know that you have loyalty and affinity when you carry that little card around, or your keychain, or it's in your wallet, or wallet app on your phone, or wherever. They know that you get a discount. And they know that you're checking for the offers because you want to have a great deal on groceries. And so what they're going to do is continue to send you flyers in the mail. They're going to send push notifications to your phone. They're going to make a big deal out of it by anytime you go into the grocery store, asking if you have your MVP card or your VIC card or whatever it is where you are on you. Okay? And they're going to always push back to this loyalty program. Why? Because the loyalty program is the best that they can do to get you into a recurring revenue situation, even though you're not contracted for groceries. By the way, this is where even Walmart has just added a subscribe and save option, okay? This is why. Why? Because they want you to subscribe to the products, to the consumables that you know you're going to need over and over again. They want you on recurring revenue. So in the absence of a recurring revenue program, what they'll do is they'll do these loyalty programs and get you to come back in and do their very best for you to become a repeat customer of theirs and increase that transaction frequency. So that's the first kind of recurring revenue, but it's unfortunate because it's not automatic. There is work that has to be done. It's a very intentional process that has to be done in order to get customers coming back for more, okay? That's repeat revenue. Okay, then you have what we call basic recurring. Basic recurring revenue. Okay, this is recurring revenue that is month to month It's the most simplest, straightforward definition that you can think of. It's probably what most people think of when they think of subscription. Okay. This is your Netflix. This is your Amazon Prime. Okay. This is your Discovery Plus or whatever other things you watch, your ESPN, Disney Plus. Basic recurring revenue services. This is even your insurance, your car insurance. You know, most of the time you're not locked into anything. You could go and take that anywhere you want. Okay. So that's basic recurring subscription programs. And these are great because they increase that transaction frequency to every month or to every year. And a lot of times it's automatic. It's going to automatically draft the card unless you do the work to intentionally cancel. Okay. So that's the second step of the pyramid. It's a little bit better than repeat income. Okay. Then we have contracted recurring. Contracted recurring. This is the third step of the program, or of the pyramid rather. And this is actually where, how I define subscription web design, this is where it sits, okay? Because it is a month to month after an initial 18-month contracted period. So when a new customer signs on for a website design service for me, then that actually falls into a contracted recurring relationship, and then it goes month to month after that. But even so, there are contracted benefits to staying around because, again, when a client stays for 36 months, they have their website redesigned, as we've talked about on other episodes. So there are benefits to sticking around and to staying with us and actually not moving. Of course, something else that's also really powerful is that there are switching costs here. Okay, it is a financial and also a sort of existential burden to have to switch providers from one to another. If you've got one person sort of hosting and managing your website, moving over to another team happens, but it's less frequent and it's harder to do because there's sort of a built-in affinity and lots of loyalty there. And also it's just actually a lot harder and costs money to switch. So contracted recurring is a really, really great way to go. And it sits right in the middle of the pyramid. And that is the foundation really of subscription web design. Next, we have number 4, which is sequential and recurring. Sequential and recurring. Now, this is what happens when you go, and a couple weeks ago, we talked about this idea of adding recurring marketing services to your business. As soon as you start adding recurring marketing services to your business, you move into this sort of sequential and recurring idea, okay? This is the idea where there are new ways to do business, to add on new services or to upgrade into additional, marketing plans or whatever, just to upgrade into a higher level, a VIP or just whatever level of a subscription service. And you stay with the company longer because you're being ascended and you're moving through a journey. So when you have customer ascension as part of the deal, you have a sequential and recurring subscription plan. And then finally, the last one, number 5, is what we call networked recurring. This is the highest level of the pyramid. And this is based on what many in business call the network effect. And the idea behind the network effect is that the more customers or clients are using the product, the better it is for everybody. A really good example of this is dating websites, okay? On dating websites, the more people that join up and have an account, the better it is for everybody involved. And so the experience on the platform actually gets better. That's how it works for group coaching programs like mine. Okay, it's not contracted. There will be in the future some sequential and recurring items. Hint, hint. We got some stuff coming there to provide some additional value for folks at higher levels, and I'm really excited about that. But really, it's a level 5. It's networked recurring because the experience for everybody gets better the more people join. Because the more people that join, you start to learn from other people and their ideas instead of just me. So you have this networked recurring idea where you get people together, and the more people that join, the better it is. If it's just me and somebody else in the program, that's nowhere near as beneficial as me and 5 or 10 or 20 or 50 other people. All right, so looking at these ways, the repeat, basic recurring, contracted recurring, sequential and recurring, and networked recurring, how might we end up implementing these into our business? I'm just going to give you one simple example for each. A couple of them we've already talked about, and so this will be quick, but I want to get your wheel spinning, okay? So, repeat business. How do we get repeat business? Well, what you could do is start to send emails to your customers who are on your email list or past customers or whatever, and send them email promotions, okay? Send them valuable emails 3 times a month. First 3 weeks of the month, send them a valuable email. On the 4th week, send them a call to action email. Boom. Basic, right? Tie those emails around holiday promotions, Christmas sales, Black Friday sales, whatever it is, right? Create promotions throughout the year that make sense for the public consciousness and start to pull people back into the awareness of your business. If you have announced a new product or service, announce it a few times. Let people know that it's available, right? Send these emails and keep in regular contact and get customers doing business with you over and over again. This is particularly useful if you don't yet have an actual subscription plan. If you're still trying to get into the subscription web design mindset and habit and get customers for that, and you're still working within a traditional model until you get that rolling, then start by at least trying to get some repeat business from old customers, previous customers. Have them to, maybe just create a campaign around letting them know that if they have any friends that could use your product or service, whatever you can do to get more business in the door, that's a great way to do it. Okay. What about for basic recurring? Are there basic recurring services? Sure. This is a maintenance plan, right? A lot of times you're not actually going to have a contract for a maintenance plan. It's month to month, and you just onboard them and do a setup fee or whatever. And then you have a basic recurring maintenance plan. They can cancel at any time, so they're not locked in. But there you go. Add the maintenance plan. Do that starting today, and you have basic recurring income in your business. That's level 2 on the pyramid. Okay, moving to level 3, contracted recurring. We sort of talked about this already. Add subscription web design as an option to your business, or create your whole business around it. Subscription web design is a contracted recurring plan. Get them in for a minimum amount of time, and then, like for me, I choose 18 months, and then create incentives to stay for new cycles of that 18 months. But you can make it month to month after that so that they can leave at any time they would like to. All right, number 4, sequential and recurring. What are you going to do? You are going to add new levels of service offerings. Okay, you're going to add via, maybe if you've got a basic website package, you can add an advanced website package. Okay, you can do multiple tiers if you're just doing websites. If you want to do marketing work, you can start adding different levels to your marketing plan. Go back and check out our episode on adding recurring marketing services to your business, and you now have a sequential and recurring web design business where you're actually trying to add more services and higher levels of value as you go. And then finally, networked recurring. Now, this one's a little bit different for web designers, okay? You're going to need to think about this a little bit. Well, how can I actually create a program that gets better the more people that are in it? And the only way that's coming to mind right off is something like a mastermind group or a coaching group, okay? Let's say that because you're the expert, you have lots of valuable information you can provide beyond just the work that you're doing. So maybe once clients have reached a certain tier in your marketing services, they are now eligible for this business mastermind program. And then you start to get people in there and make it a much higher price. And you start to get people in there, and the more people that join it, the better. But you could even cap it off if you wanted to, create multiple layers of this into the future. So those are just some ideas on how to get the 5 kinds of recurring revenue in your business. Again, for most web designers, if you can get to that level 3 and 4, basic recurring and sequential and recurring, if you can get that revenue going in your business, you are going to be smooth sailing. But don't leave these other opportunities on the table if you're just trying to get started somewhere, okay? Lots of other things you can do, and even higher level things that you can do once you're ready to do it, all right? So the 5 kinds of recurring revenue. Again, read the book, Great CEOs Are Lazy. It's a fantastic book, and it will help you a lot in your business. If you'd like to talk about this stuff in your business, let's go. Go to subscriptionwebdesign.com, sign up for our group coaching program. I would love to work with you in there, and we'll see you next time on the podcast.